Lucky Dube talking about false prophets. Who is a false prophet? Where are the prophets in Nigeria today? Are you one of them? What do you see? What has your God told you about the future of the country? Are you predicting who the next president will be in 2027? Where are the prophets? Welcome to time. Welcome to my word. Welcome to the class of politics and power. The radio man is here and the program is State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. I am Edmund Opilo. Good morning.
State Affairs.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo.
I have been in deep contemplation throughout the week. I decided not to go anywhere. I stayed where I was, reflecting deeply on Nigeria. In fact, I was in solitude. I only picked the calls of my family. I just wanted to purge my mind of every sentiment, of every bias. I just wanted to rediscover myself. I looked at the presidential election. I looked at the gubernatorial elections in various states of the Federation. I reflected on the West African sub-region. But whenever I came to the presidential election, I discovered I'm a bit disturbed and worried. Why? The presidential election threw up the Igbo-Yoruba rivalry. For some time, I refused to say anything about it, even to talk about the presidential election. I looked at who said what, who did not say what, who tweeted what and who did not tweet what. I went into a deep research on the Yoruba nation. I surrounded myself with books, audio tapes. I listened again and again to Awolowo's speeches. I listened to Nnamdi Azikiwe. I had Azikiwe's books around me. I picked up this book a survey of the Igbo nation. You can see it. I sat on this book. I wanted to know the Igbo nation. I sat on this new book, The Yoruba People, Profile of the Foremost Black Nation. It's a new book written by Professor Adebanji Akintoye. I read and I read. I said, what is wrong with the Igbo and the Yoruba nations? At a point, I shed tears. I see the tribal tone being exhibited by some intellectuals on both sides. I saw the jingoist tone being exhibited by Igbo and Yoruba politicians. I read the argument about who owns and who did not own Lagos. Then I questioned Nigerian citizenship. I came out with the conclusion that Nigerian citizenship is not authentic. I even looked at Edmond Obilo, broadcasting in Ibadan. I said, who are you, Edmond? Tomorrow, what will somebody say to you? I looked at the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos. You know, I've always dreamt that from Lagos Atlantic Ocean, we will set to sail the biggest ship to be built in the world and to be built by Nigeria. I remember in 2020, while I was using my car, driving around different Igbo villages to understand the Igbo nation. I remember how many times I have taken a drive into Osun State to understand the Yoruba nation. I got disappointed in the ethnic argument. I looked at the poor people in Igbo land and the poor people in Yoruba land being maltreated by Igbo and Yoruba politicians. And I looked at the poor guy tweeting about his Yoruba-ness and the poor guy tweeting about his Igbo-ness. Both of them are suffering from the oppression of the Igbo and Yoruba politicians. I read a tweet where somebody said that the Yoruba has become the Fulani of the Tinubu presidency. Under Buhari, everyone was against the Fulani. Sober reflection. I have always dreamt that we will build aeroplanes and we will fly so high. I have spent time in Ariaria market and I saw the potentials in the market, how we will produce for the rest of the world. I have seen the beauty in Itesiwaju, in Iwajowa, and how the Yoruba nation civilization will redeem Africa. I have studied Yoruba politicians, I have studied Igbo politicians, and have seen how beautiful the essence of our cultures are, and what we can do to lift our people out of poverty. Oh, Iwanyan said, oh, Yorubas have political rascals, and everybody got angry. Oh, MC Oluomo threatened Ndibo, and everybody got angry. Listen. The Yoruba nation is too advanced to be taken back by ethnic slurs. The Omoluabi philosophy of the Yoruba nation is too authentic to be distracted by ethnic argument. Let me warn. Never again should just such an argument arise. Lagos is a place of beauty. Lagos is a sign of how far we can go if we decided to fly. Ibadan is the intellectual capital of Africa. Ibadan is the secret of the next developed states in the world. That is why I came to Ibadan. I did not stumble on Ibadan. As a young boy, I dreamt of Ibadan. As a JSS 1 student, I was already a student of Awolowo's politics. The last time I fasted, and I said fasting, that I went into a church to fast, and I asked my dad to accompany me to fast. He said, "Son, what do you want?" I said, "God, please post me to Ibadan for my National Youth Service Corps, where Awolowo practiced his politics." My dad was surprised. I said, "That's what I want. That's all I want. Then once God posts me there, I won't ask him anything again. I will take care of myself." I sent my friends to check up the call-up letter. And he said he saw BY in the call-up letter. Or not the call-up letter, on the board. BY means Bayelsa. I was broken. But the usual means, okay, no wahala. We'll make do with it and I'll get the best out of it. But when I went to collect the call-up letter, I saw OY. And I was posted to Oyo State. My dream, Ibadan. At the end of the day, I was posted to Ibadan North. I did my primary assignment at St. Louis Grammar School. In fact, I started my broadcasting career in Iseyin Camp, OBS. So the camp director was thinking of, okay, we'll post you to NTA or Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. Because most of us in OBS will be posted to broadcasting houses. I think I got hint of it. I went to whisper into her ears. I said, "Don't post me to any broadcasting house. That I want to teach." She was surprised. I said, "I want to teach. I want to teach exam students. I want to teach physics." He said, "But youth corps members are running away from teaching." I said, "I'm a teacher. I want to help bring up young ones to be great leaders. I want to speak to them as I teach them." He said, "What will happen to your broadcasting career?" I said, "Don't worry, I will find my way into broadcasting. I will take care of that myself." She was looking at me, and I was posted to St. Louis Grammar School. I wanted to feel the Yoruba civilization. I like it. I love it. I was sitting outside that day when my best friend Shino Adeyemo ran to the house that Bolaige has been killed. I wept like a child. My father fought in the Nigerian Civil War on the Igbo side. My father wanted Biafra. He wanted to defend the Igbo nation. He fought, and he lost his hearing. It took him about 3 years after the war to begin to hear again. He survived the war. I have asked my dad again and again to tell me about the stories of the war. I have interviewed my dad about 16 times recorded, so I've built an archives, a biography of my daddy about the war. I have read about the war. I have studied the war. In fact, my master's degree, my project, when I was doing my master's degree in political science, was on the Ahira Declaration. I wanted to understand the war, why the Igbos went to war. I know it now. Once the Igbo nation and the Yoruba nation come together, Nigeria takes off to development. No one should divide those nations on the basis of politics. The politicians will always throw it up. But when they share the largest of office, they don't remember that you are Igbo or Yoruba. Don't be carried away by the hate being thrown around. The Fulani nation, the Hausa nation, the Ijaw nation, the Benin nation. We have the opportunity to build a great nation. From Ekiti to Afikpo, we are beautiful people. From Akure to Zaria, we are beautiful people. The civilization that Obafemi Awolowo launched at the formation of the Egbe-Omo Oduduwa must not be diluted on any ground. It should be advanced. I love the Yoruba nation. I'm at home with the Yoruba nation. I am Yoruba. I love the Igbo nation. I'm at home with the Igbo nation. I am Igbo. I love the Fulani nation. I am Fulani. I have seen the rivers of Ijaw land. I am Ijaw. I don't care about where you come from. I am African. Let's show love. Let's bring peace. Onyeka Owenu talks about love. Let's build a great nation. Let's lift our people out of poverty. If INEC has declared Tinubu the president-elect, fine. Our democracy is not perfect, but we will struggle to make it good. Let's put faith in the judiciary. Let's lift the poor man in Ogbomoso out of poverty. Let's lift the poor man in Lagos out of poverty, the man in Enugu out of poverty. It is our right to lift our people to greatness. Fellow countrymen and women, drop your ethnic bias. Let's see how we'll come together to build a great nation. Are you a professor in UI and you are pushing the ethnic argument? Watch your knowledge. Are you a professor in Nnamdi Azikiwe University and you are preaching the ethnic question? Ethnic hate. What's your knowledge? Are you a journalist, a doctor, encouraging ethnic hate? Check your mind. I love you. One love. Thank you for being my guy. Yes, Onyeka Wenu here. Okay. Let me hear from you. You have heard from me. 080915 51055. 080569 98678. 080569 98678. 070-694-93000. You have heard from me. Let me hear from you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, Edmund.
Good morning, Abdul Salam from Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I think the 1967 to 1970 Civil War has not taught us any lesson in Nigeria. And I want to say, maybe we should stop identify ourselves as either Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Ijaw, and what have you. Because I learned that now in Rwanda, they don't see themselves as Hutu and Tutsi anymore. And in Rwanda, that's it. So maybe we begin to see ourselves as Nigerians and not by any time. Maybe our orientation will change. This 2023 election is bringing back the memory, the bad memory of the Civil War. And I'm sad about that because people didn't vote along competency, ability, capability, and what have you, just because of ethnicity. And that's the problem we are having now. Thank you.
Thank you, Alhaji Abdul Salam from Coca-Cola. Let me hear from you. You've heard from me.
Good morning to you, Edmond.
Good morning.
This is the voice of Omobasho.
Happy to hear your voice.
Thank you so much. Let us be frank with ourselves. We are not the same and we can't be the same. That is the truth of the matter. We God heal our land and help us. Thank you.
You see, there is no nation that don't have different identities. A Yoruba man goes to America, and the next moment you are an American citizen. An Igbo man goes to America. The next moment you're an American citizen, and you have the same rights as the American. It's about institutions and the laws of the land. We have refused to modernize our laws. You know, one day I was telling somebody that I want to contest election. The person said, where? I said, I feel like contesting in the Ibadan land. But I said, you know, why can't I contest election here? Why can't a Yoruba man contest election in Igbo land? Nigerian citizenship is a suspect. It is not authentic. You pay your tax here. You were born here. I was born in Benin City. I went to school, university in Edo State. My parents live there. But once you pop out to say you want to run for office, they now remind you of where your parents come from. Why are you not changing the laws? Why do you have indigenship and citizenship? Indigenship is stronger than citizenship. That is why I'm saying Nigerian citizenship is not authentic. Make it authentic. And if you don't want to make it authentic, perhaps you are saying to your tent, "O Israel." But by the time you move to your tent, let's assume you make it, Ibadan becomes a Ibadan nation. You will now begin to have another argument. I am from Ibadan. I'm from Okiogun. There's always an argument to make. The lines are open. Let me hear from you. 080-569 98678. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Egmont.
Glorious.
This is Glorious from University of Ibadan.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. See, I think the problem is from our from home. Is generated from home. What our parents is telling us, but we should start kicking against that as from now on. as you are campaigning, because the most dividable spirit is this discrimination of ethnicity, religion. So we should work as one. Sir, let me tell you a story, sir. When you come to Agbo, ask for glorious twins. I am one of them. Who made us glorious twins to be popular? An Igbo woman who gave us a shop in Agbo. The Igbo people went to her. They said they want that shop. We were paying 60,000 naira directly to the agent. But they went to this woman. They wanted to give her 200,000. The woman rejected it. I'm a Yoruba person. Has that person not proved we are Nigerians? When I was in need, I went to my people in religion, Christian. Nobody can bail me out. I couldn't pay my house rent. Then I went to a Muslim around 6 p.m. When I narrated, the Christian will listen to my stories. They will tell me that I should come to their church. What church are you going? I said Baptist. They said come to Mountain of Fire. You will find solution there. Is that the solution of going to churches praying? I need money to bail myself out. Nobody helped. I went to a Muslim around 6 p.m. I told him little things. He said, no problem, I should drop my account number. This man credited my account in the middle of the night. When I was waking up, I saw the money. The man has shown is a Nigerian. He's not talking about religion. So if we want to enjoy this world, the most presenter I love in my life is an Igbo man. That is Edmond Obilo. I can't compare him with anybody. Am I not displaying being a Nigerian? Please, if you want to enjoy your life, run away from this nonsense thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Glorious. Thank you. The lines are open. Let's talk. This is a conference. Let me hear your voice.
Hello, brother. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Anthony.
Oh, Mr. Anthony.
This is Anthony Anyakudo.
Anthony Anyakudo.
And we are still mourning the death of my sister, Chief Mrs. Chinogudo Anyakudo. The mother of the current speaker for your state. I think this correlates with what you are seeing this morning. We were born in this West here. Our parents came here around 1940s, 50s. So within that period, many of us were born in Ibadan here. And all our lives we are lived here in Ibadan. Everything, education, everything, investment. So we are all living peacefully. But why are we having it bad this time? The great book, brother, courtesy of you, I have the Tragedy of Victims, written by retired Brigadier General Alaji Osama. The simple summary of this book, telling us the vivid account of the role the 3rd Marine Commando played in the Nigerian Biafran Civil War. How over 3 million souls died just to keep Nigeria one people, one nation. But what do we see now? The purpose of that war, has it been justified? This is the question we ask ourselves. So why? Something is wrong fundamentally. We have to fix this. Is this the system that is bringing this unity? We have to fix this. Probably it could be the system. Why should we centralize the government of this, considering the complexity structure of this country? Why should we centralize the government and put all the power in the center? That's why we are seeing it bad in this manner. Something is wrong systematically. Something is wrong. So we have to look at it. If we really want to have peace in this country, to be united, let us go to the foundation.
something is causing this. It was not like this before. So this is what I'm appealing to the stakeholders of this country to come back to the round table and redefine the cost of running this business so that we can unify that and see ourselves as brothers. This is just what I'm appealing to them.
Thank
Something
you.
is wrong. It's not how much how we are appealing to ourselves. Behave well. See your brother as one. But if the system is not allowing it, we have to look at the system first. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony Anyakudo. You know, last week I discussed Degoke Adelabu with Chief Lekon Alabi. And we made reference to his book, Africa in Ebullition. I reflected deeply on some of the philosophical argument of Adegoke Adelabu in this book. You know, he spent time to analyze the Igbo-Yoruba relationship. He was a Zikist. Adelabu was a Zikist. He was a follower of Nnamdi Azikiwe. Remember the crisis in the Nigerian youth movement that made Zik to leave the Nigerian youth movement and led to the eventual collapse of Nigeria's youth movement. And that movement was the first national movement to bring all tribes together. Awolowo was part of that argument. In a leadership tussle and who would represent who in the government of Lagos at the time, Nnamdi Azikiwe was backing Akinsoya, the Yoruba man. Obafemi Awolowo stood with Ernest Ikoli from the Eastern region. You know, and they fought politically. Zik won election into the Western Region House of Assembly. Anyway, we have to sit down. You see, sometimes a Yoruba person in London wins election into the House of Commons, and we are celebrating here. Wow. An Igbo person wins election into the House of Commons in Britain. We are celebrating. They left their country. They went to another man's country. And they are winning election into Houses of Commons or into the House of Commons. And you hear an Emeka wanting to contest into Oyo State House of Assembly, you go haywire. We are just, sometimes I just feel Africans are so hypocritical. You hear a Femi wants to run for a seat in the Anambra House of Assembly. You say, no way, he should go back to their land. You know, let's see that. Even somebody, at the time, somebody was Edmond, go back to your land. I said, which land? I said, I don't hang for your neck, oh. I don't hang for your neck. Well, which land? I don't know any land, though. Nigeria is my land. You know? Let me hear from you. Let's talk. Call. And I want you to read this new book, The Yoruba People, Profile of the Most Foremost Black Nation. Go and get this book by Professor Adebanji Akintoye. Lovely book. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Olashupo JK from Akobo.
Olashupo JK.
Well done, my brother. This issue you are treating this morning is a thing that is baffling everybody. And it's not a new thing. It's not a new issue. It's only that it's just been resurrected from his sleep, maybe from his death now. I don't know how to describe it. The main thing is that we live in a fake federation, very fake. And everybody tries to argue that we live in a federalism. No. But when you want to give it another name, they say, what's true federalism. When you say that, that means you know that you are not practicing the only federalism we know. We inherit all these things from some people, and they know how they practice it. They don't have true federalism. They don't have the fake one. But here we generate languages. We create words to describe our situation. The other time, Abacha called it homegrown democracy. All these things, they are fake. We live in a fake world to describe ourselves here. Look at what happened recently. I'm bold to say it on radio. What happened in Lagos? You can support anybody. To be the president, to be anybody, to be a rep, to be a senator. You can support just anybody. But another thing is that people are, I think it's a kind of a misnomer. Some people call those people who voted for the Igbo, they call it as an Igbo affair. Very, very, very fraudulent. People were yearning for certain things, and you are giving it another name elsewhere. So unfortunate. To develop in this part of the world, I think it will still take certain years, if not in decades, for us to attain development. That is what I've seen. Well done, Nobilo.
Thank you. And we cannot run away from what happened in Lagos. And it's condemnable. The ethnic slur that was thrown up just because of election. You know, politicians, and there's a way they drive the common citizen. Now you follow. You know? And that was dangerous. I call for caution. It was dangerous. Soon I'll be going off radio for some time. And one of the places I want to visit is Rwanda. I want to spend some weeks in Rwanda. I want to continue with my research on Africa. So I'll be off radio for some time. I want to continuously rediscover myself. I want to gain new knowledge. I want to also purge myself of certain sentiments. I have chosen the kind of life I want to live. And I will continually build myself to become the best of myself. But I will never hate anybody because the person is Igbo, Fulani, Ijo, American, white, brown. That's not the kind of person I want to be. I'm even changing the bias of my father. That's gotten to that point. Because I believe my knowledge will not be authentic if I don't, even my sisters, when I'm talking to them, it's like I'm educating them. When they raise certain sentiments, I say no. I said no. I said, see, look at it from this angle. Ibadan has treated me so well. Oyo State has treated me so well. So when somebody say Yoruba people are this, I say, which Yoruba are you talking about? I live in Yoruba land. I said, perhaps if you have encountered this, perhaps link it to your character. You don't come and generalize the whole of Yoruba. I don't do that. I don't take that lightly. I live here. Certainly there are certain person who might not like me, not because of anything, because perhaps difference of opinion. Oh, Igbo people are this. Don't say that. If you encountered a maker, deal with a maker. Don't use the character of a maker to judge every person. You've encountered a Fulani headsman, use that Musa, leave the Fulani nation out of it. Bosun is here. Bosun, We'll be back after this break. Don't go away.
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live.
Splash FM 105.5.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids the new Milo 3-in-1, milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé, lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú. Pure wires and cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò. Ojúlówó ni, kì í bó lára, kò kì í jóná àbájì, kì í kán sínú, ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún. Bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa. Pure wires and cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde. Olú iléeṣẹ́ Pure Wires and Cables Limited wà ní Afrin's Compound, Fort Gate, number 122/132, Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway, Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop, Lagos. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-03257. Pure Wires and Cables. Ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
Are you in need of a nice and comfortable, fully furnished hostel accommodation in the University of Ibadan? Or are you in search of a place for seminars and executive trainings? Look no further. Adebayo Akonde Hall is the go-to place for your lodging needs with a home away from home feel. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. For inquiries and reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call 080-5699-8718 or 080-5699-8719 or 080-5699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Latest Cool Easy Life Business and Service Technology app. We don't bring comfort for people. Na Botinga app, your multi-service platform where you fit order sharp for any service provider, market or anything where you need online. Just download Botinga app. Come begin the order for any professional service where you want. You fit order for taxi ride or any services like fashion designer, hairdresser, mechanic, barber, painter, photographer, dry cleaner, carpenter, makeup artist, plus others them on top Botinga app. And you will be service provider. You fit register your service and take and connect to more customers for better sales enjoyment. You fit render your service with your own private motor car as driver to the make extra money. Just download Botinga provider on top Google Play Store and Apple Store today. Make people begin the order for your services anytime from anywhere. With Botinga, everything done dey easy. No be for mouth. This one na easy life. For more tori, visit www.botinga.com or we office wey dey for former MTN office opposite Methodist Church, Bodija, Ibadan. Tolon 0810-934-6512. Botinga app, service and business comforts.
Ibadan, get ready for a heavenly visitation. This Good Friday, the wind of healing, miracles, and breakthroughs will sweep you into your next level. Come join the Next Level Prayer Conference with Pastor Bolaji Do, happening live this Good Friday, the 7th of April, 2023 at the Liberty Stadium by 5:30 p.m. Ministering Adeyinka Alasheyori, Joshua Israel, and Difumi Ayindero. Family curses will be broken. Years of shame will be ended. Sicknesses will be terminated. And your secret prayers will receive public answers. It is time.
It is time to exchange your troubles for a breakthrough. So come with friends and loved ones because there is a testimony for everyone.
The Next Level Prayer Conference 2023 on the 7th of April. Save the date and see you there.
Àti ṣe o, àti ń ta o, ṣọ́ọ̀bù alálùbáríkà tẹ́ Temidire Ultra Modern Market, Dagi Market Extension.
Golden Bricks Realty and Investment Limited. Àjọṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tún ti ṣàṣeyọrí tó lóòrìn. Temidire Ultra Modern Market and Shopping Mall. Ọjà Agbági tuntun phase 2. Wẹ́mà Ìwó Road Ìbàdàn. Àti ṣí àti ń tàwọn shops yẹn báyìí o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́jà títà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ní pẹ́rẹ́wù. Ẹ fẹ́ ra aṣọ ńláńlá. Àǹkárá lẹ́sì gíní báàgì àti bàtà. Ṣọ́ọ̀bù tẹ́ ti lè rọ jíjẹ wa ń bẹ pẹ̀lú. Ìjọba ló wà lókèétì ẹ̀. Ààbò tó gbógun bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ tọ̀sẹ̀ tó rú. Wọ́n gbẹ́ bọ́ ò síbẹ̀. Wọ́n tún kọ́lé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni láti ti yípo bẹ̀. Ó tóbi ó pọ̀ ó fẹ́. Ó yẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ rẹ̀ǹtì ní abẹ́ fẹ́ ra ṣọ́ọ̀bù. Ẹ̀yin náà gẹ́gẹ́ tètè lọ gba fọ́ọ̀mù báyìí. The Ministry of Trade and Investment room 56 Secretariat Ìbàdàn. Wà láyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ẹ pè 0802-883-4320. 0802-883-4320. Àrètí yín lọ́jà Tèmídire Gbági tuntun ìlú Ìbàdàn.
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
The program is State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. Let me also make this point that it's not just Lagos. I also saw videos of voters beating up a man in Igbo land because he supported APC. I said, why? Who does that? You have a right to your choice. You have a right to your choice. So, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. And in Lagos, he's been tested. I think an Igbo man won a seat in the House of Reps. The guy that defeated Banki, the Labour Party candidate. Let's test it. Don't say it's not possible. If you're an Ijaw man, you were born in Ibadan, pick a ticket and contest. Let's begin to test it. If you are a Femi born in Imo State, pick a ticket and go to the House of Assembly. Come on, let's test it. Azikiwe won election in Lagos. And Lagos has produced Igbo persons who have represented communities in the House of Assembly or in the House of Reps, as the case may be. Hello, Dakpo Falade. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
I so much appreciate your topic this morning. It's so germane to national development. I give you kudos for what you've been doing so far. It is very, very unfortunate that we find ourselves in this type of situation, even at this point in time. Very unfortunate again that we have two main key issues here. The people that are enlightened, the educated. It is so bad that they are the ones fanning the embers of disunity in this country. Especially we journalists that are supposed to enlighten the people. We are the ones. We are in the midst of the crossfire, talking about ethnic issues when we are having elections in this country. It's so sad. Rather than telling the people the way to go, we are the ones. Some of us are the ones doing this, fanning the embers of disunity. You see most of our reporters, you see people casting headlines that would rather create enmity among the people. It's so sad. It's bad. And when you talk about Nigerians, irrespective of their places of birth, go out there, pick for reforms, and contest for offices. I support you, but I want to add it. Until we touch that constitution, that document that we call constitution, we have a very long way to go. I mean, what is the essence of the state of origin on your curriculum that what are you doing with it? It's your CV. Like you rightly pointed out, Nigerians are out there in the US, in the UK, they are contesting offices, winning elections to public office. We celebrate them there back home. No respect for where they come from. We say, oh, that is, we will not even say Igbo man winning election in the UK. We say a Nigerian, a Yoruba man, an Hausa man. But what is our problem is? We should speak to the right authorities, let them expunge state of origin from our CV. We don't need it. I'm a Nigerian. Let me go to the north and aspire to be whatever I want to be legally. Edmund, I want to be in your own village. I want to farm. I want to explore the land, the possibility, using legal framework. But how do we do this? Those that are working against development of Nigerians are the one, or Nigeria and Nigerians are the ones creating this problem.
Thank you.
My mechanic here in Ibadan, I've been with him, he's been with me working on my car for over 6 years now. I've never changed mechanic. He's from Igbo land. I so much trust him. There are so many Yoruba guys around my community, but I will not go to them until I see this man. We should learn to build friendship across borders, across boundaries. We should not allow these politicians to take over and control our life, because what they are doing is to their own selfish end. Edmond, thanks for the opportunity for me to hear my view this morning.
Dr. Falade, I appreciate you for joining this dialogue. Dr. Falade is a journalist, and he has spoken. Let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. You know, hello. 080915 51055. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chef Adetula. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Adetula.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I want to comment on the issue of the tribalistic politics people are playing in our country today. Actually, you made mention of Lagos, it's good. And I'm also happy you made mention of what happened in the East. If we have to balance what is happening in Nigeria, I think we are all guilty of this. All the tribes, the three major tribes, we should be accommodating. But when you look at it, when you look at what is happening in Lagos, you have other tribes, mostly the Igbos, owning politics and having positions, winning positions in Lagos politics. Some of them are reps. Even when Ashwadi was the president, he appointed some of them into his cabinet. But we hardly see such in the East. You'll be wondering that what is really happening. You can't find any Yoruba person holding any position in the East. In doing this last election, we saw people where they are chasing them. They were not allowed to vote because they wanted to vote APC. This thing is just rampant all over the country. But we should be more accommodating. We should be our brother's keeper. We shouldn't display bitter politics like what you have seen in our country today. I think it was in Enugu. A guy was contesting for House of Assembly. His opponent purposely added Abiola to his name just to blackmail him so that people will hate him because he's a Yoruba guy, which is not true. The guy spoke. So what did he do? The guy said it's not Abiola. His father, his mother, they are from Igbo. But his opponent made posters and started posting it around saying this is Abiola, don't vote for him. Because they know when they get the name Yoruba, to say, how will you?
All right. And there's another point I also want to make. If you study Igbo people are Republican, egalitarian to some extent. I'm talking about their historical nature. Igbo people don't, they say Igbo enweze. Igbo people don't really care about kings. You know, what you call all this Igwe, perhaps I can trace them to colonial government. Igbo community were mostly governed under a structure of Umuna, Elders Council, Umuada. That is why indirect rule did not work in the East. because there were no kings to implement the laws. It's only places like Onitsha, close to the Midwest. That's Obi of Onitsha. So the white man had to come with warrant chiefs. The warrant chiefs will collect tax on behalf of the white man. Indirectly worked so well in the north because they were MIs ready, who were already collecting tax before the colonial masters came. So it worked so well. In the south, in Yoruba land, it worked too, to some extent, though not as successful as in the north. Perhaps that was why the colonial masters were so at home with the Fulanis, because their system so worked with the ambition of the white man. Go and collect this money on our behalf. There was already a well-entrenched structure of political leadership led by the Emirate system. But in Yoruba land, you also had the Alafin, the Oni. You don't have anything like that in Igbo land. And the Igbo people are known for movement. The population of Igbo people in Ibadan cannot be compared to the population of Yorubas in Anambra. Igbos are known for movement, and they show themselves wherever they go. So that is why at the point, Ahmadu Bello even complained. Say, what is it? Igbo people everywhere in the north. He got threatened and said the civil service job, he would rather give it to the white people than the Igbo people. That is the nature of the Igbo people. They move. That is why Zeke said they are even more Nigerian than every tribe of the other groups. It's an Igbo man that can settle down anywhere happily and begin to move. He's comfortable anywhere. If you go to Abidjan, you will see an Igbo man. And if you don't see an Igbo man in the community, they say run away. That community is not good. So that is the Igbo nature. That is why I also need to understand their nature very well. Read this book, A Survey of the Igbo Nation. A Survey of the Igbo Nation. Let's read. Let's know each other well. I have been studying the Fulani. And I was saying, if I have the chance to govern this country, what I will do with the Fulani, you will be shocked. What I will do with the Fulani ethnic group, I have seen their powers, I have seen the advantages I can derive from that ethnic group. Oh. Sometimes I just dream. I'm a dreamer, don't mind me, I just dream. Sometimes I dream seeing myself speaking at the United Nations General Assembly, addressing the word. I have studied, I am still studying the Fulani and the Hausa nation. No, I've always studied the Yoruba nation. The Yoruba nation is the first nation I studied, before even the Igbo nation. I can see the powers we possess. We are not utilizing it. We are dividing it. Once we unite, Africa will be lifted out of poverty. We will go to the moon. We will build some of the greatest universities in the world. You don't know the Nigerian power. I flash the Nigerian passport proudly anywhere I go. So proudly. And when you're asking me a question, I'm answering you so confidently. I'm a Nigerian. And if we want this country to be a great country, we need to sit down and look at the laws. We need to begin to, go and look at the American system. America started as a confederation. Go and study America. You see a country that deliberately wanted to be great. The politicians kept discussing, coming up with the First Amendment, Second Amendment. You see, they want to move on. And Nigeria is also moving. It's not totally bad. We are also making some inroads. We are making some giant strides. Though we are slow, we are also moving. Don't just think we are not moving. We are moving. But I'm saying we can be faster. We can be more deliberate. I have, next week I'll begin to unveil some of the ideas I want to put forward for your state. Whenever I see Sheyi Makinde, but Sheyi Makinde, I have set an agenda for him. That from Oyo State, the revival of Nigeria begins. From Oyo, Mr. Governor from Oyo, the revival of the Nigerian state begins. Where you see, I'm not calling for the elimination of the Yoruba nation. You can't do anything about that. It's authentic. It has come to stay. The Igbo nation has come to stay. But we can manage it. You have the English nation, the Irish nation, the Welsh. In America, you have Indians, you have Chinese. The British Prime Minister is of Indian origin. The leader now in Scotland is of Pakistan origin. Are you asking yourself why those countries accept it? Because if you don't accept it, you are going to create crisis. That is the modern world. You cannot be living in a modern world and be applying primordial laws. You will create conflict. And you can see the conflicts everywhere in Nigeria. And if Tinubu is sworn in on May 29th and refuses to manage it, he will be the most troubled president in the history of Nigeria. If Tinubu refuses to manage this diversity, he will become the most troubled president in the history of Nigeria. Take my message to him. Tinubu must begin to douse this ethnic tension now. Peter Obi must speak. Atiku Abubakar. Edmondo Bilo must speak. The leadership of Yoruba land must speak. Igbo leadership must speak. Enough. The people are poor. Look at our schools. Look at our primary schools. Go around in the southwest. In the southwest. Awolowo's southwest. Go and look at the structures of primary schools. They are dead. You're not fighting over that. Look at secondary schools. They have no chairs. In Yoruba land, you're not fighting about that. Go to Igbo land. Some of their schools have no roofs. You're not fighting about that. Beggars everywhere. You're not fighting about that. Poor infrastructure. You are not struggling about that. You are fighting about ethnicity. Yet you are hungry. You can't feed yourself. You have no cash. Go back and think. Sleep and think. You're not thinking well. What is it? Onyeka Owenu here.
Splash FM 105.5.
In the global village of conflicting ideologies and complexities, understanding systems and schemes through awareness and social reconstruction becomes expedient.
They never told you how you offended them?
I'm not on trial, so I can't go before
Join the radio man, Edmondo Bilo, on State Affairs for local and international politics, security, extensive economic analysis, interviews, and world power play.
Nigerians must choose the path they want to follow. Follow the same looters and sponsors of violence who control the political structures or encourage the formation of a new leadership team.
Be a global citizen and join the radio revolution on State Affairs. State Affairs with Edmond Obilo. Radio just got deeper.
Daganan kilo bejanin kom lo moham. Di betamaso sanalom. Buasa benge kabuto.
State Affairs.
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo. State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live.
The program is State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. I am Edmondo Bilo. I have seen your messages. I will look at them at some point. But we have started a discourse, and let's make it more authentic by acting well, by showing love, by appreciating one another, by appreciating our children, showing love in the family. Larry Johnson, thank you for watching from Hamburg, Germany. Larry is in Hamburg. Adilaya Adekunle Sampson, good morning. Thank you for always being there. Alade Folagbade says thank you for speaking up to their faces. Thank you for also speaking up on my pages. It doesn't mean we will not quarrel. Quarrel is allowed. Even brothers and sisters, they quarrel at home. But don't take it too far. Yeah, politics can be divisive. Well, let's manage it. That is why we have leaders. John Oguchi Onyisi, thank you for coming last week. And you said the radio man is always reawakening the spirit of oneness in us. When we are one, we are stronger. Chadwick Agogo. Thank you, Chadwick. I appreciate your comment. Tijani Olaide, yes, happy new month to you too. Thank you for always being there. I have a grandma with me in the studio. Come on my pages, come on Splash FM pages and see grandma. I'm talking about Grandma Irene Omotayo Adejoro. You know, grandma has been on my case for about 3 years now. And I'll go home. I'll say, what kind of grandma is this? Grandma will not give up. Grandma will come and wait for me at Splash FM gate. Grandma is complaining. Grandma, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mr. Bill.
Are you sure you are fine?
Well, I'm still living. So by that I will say I'm fine. But naturally, I'm not fine. Since 2018, that my land was first, taken from me.
Your land?
Yes.
Was taken from you?
The portion.
A portion
a larger portion of it was taken by the then interim chairman of the Oluyole local government, Mr. James Adeleke. I went to him so many times, to his office, despite the fact that I have challenges on my two legs. At times, I will stay by the staircase and it will seem I will crawl. Even right from the gates, they know me. And after his tenure, when the executive chairman came in again, Mr. Ayodeji, election lawyer, I went about 3 times. So that one told his one of his councillor, Mr. Oyuniro, that he should go and see the land. And when he got there, he saw it. And he complained that they don't have machinery to do the work, that, the portion they cut off, that they will send the sand back.
Okay, Grandma, when you say a portion of your land was taken from you.
Yes.
Taken to do what?
Given to a friend of his that built their own house at the edge, I would say at the mouth of the river, because it's a setback that the land grabber sold to them. And when there is flood from Oduono, Kekere, their house is always flooded. I don't have any problem about it. But what happened recently, that was around November last year, that the now chairman of the local government, they brought the dredger again and they concentrated on the little bits of the land that remained. So for now, I cannot do anything in the house. I don't have any backyard that I will go. And I have not even finished the supposed flat that I'm living in.
I want to get it clear. I visited your house.
Yes.
I came to see you.
Yes.
And if you are watching on Edmond Obilo's pages, on State Affairs pages, you will see the pictures of me with Grandma. So when I came, Grandma, what I saw was a channel at the back of your house for erosion management.
It was diverted.
To your land?
To my land.
Was that channel there before you built your house?
No. I will show you some pictures there. The picture that I took during the foundation.
There was no channel then?
No. The river is at the back of my land. The river.
So?
You can see.
They directed the channel?
Yes.
To the back of your house?
To everything.
They took your backyard?
Yes.
But that's government at work. It's government that brought that channel.
Well, I will say they brought the government machinery, but the person they were doing it for is their friend.
So you are saying they should have taken the land of their friend, not your land?
No. They should have, dredged the river on the normal route. There is the normal route, and the route is still there.
So there's a normal route?
Yes.
And if they had done it on that normal route, what would have happened?
They should have taken just a little bit of my own instead of clearing my own land.
So you are
they left him. He that is on that edge, they left him, and to God be the glory. Yoruba say the proverb that bí rọ́bà lọ lógún ọdún òtítọ́ á bá lójú ọ̀nà, which means if the lie goes for 20 years, the truth will come and meet the lie.
Grandma, your argument is that
they've taken it.
They took your land,
yes,
because they could oppress you.
Yes, so that they diverted the river
to your land.
To my land. Everything has been, the last one they did was November last year. They brought the machine, the dredger, or what is it? And even they were telling the operator that, still move it in, and spread it. You
see, when I came and I saw...
it is even worse than when you came.
So your house is directly on that channel now?
Yes. They scrape it to the rock.
Did they give you any notice to leave?
No.
Did they write you?
No.
Because from what I am seeing, it is dangerous you are living there.
No.
That channel can overflow and your house will be flooded.
You know what saved me? Number one, the land is a stony ground. There is a lot of rock on the land. I told you now that when they scraped it the last time now, they scrape it down to the rock. Down to the rock. That, they are diverting the river.
So what do you want, Grandma?
They should take the river to the normal route. And I know that my Redeemer liveth. Probably the governor will hear about it. And I will tell you, I went to Minister of Environment, Secretariat. From there, I was told to go to Surveyor General's office. I went to Surveyor General's office. Surveyor General said, it's not a government land, that I should go to Ministry of Justice, Mediation Center. I went there. They called James Adeleke, and he came because a letter was sent through me to him. He said, so they were expecting him to come. That, okay, where is the home papers? Let's go to the land. He couldn't. And, by the time you were so busy, that was last year, when you were so busy that you were not around, I had to go to, what's this radio called? This man, Oriyomi Amzat. He sent some of his men too there. So, Adeleke, I think, Adeleke tipped that man. Nickname pastor, yes. Because that man said, you know what the man said?
Grandma, you see, Adeleke is no longer the chairman of the local government. He did that as the chairman of Olu, yes.
Oluyole, then. Then they said the present one now came again and did another one.
Then, should I say that there's something right they are doing if the present chairman is also doing what Adeleke started?
What they are doing is that they were, in favor of their friend. They were youth friends. They were all born at Idoanyure, so they know themselves.
So that is why they're not taking the channel through his own land.
And the man told me, he said, Grandma, PDP ni mean singing. I am PDP now. I'm the secretary at Oluyole local government. I said, but God will always be with a straightforward person.
What about if you are moved from that land? Because I'm not even comfortable with your house almost in the channel. A heavy rain will sweep you and the house out.
I said, that is the wonders of God. the rain will not come into my house. That is the wonders. The natural land that the Lord gave to me. The so-called man was asking my grandson, he said, does water come into your house? That one said no. And up till now, the water doesn't come to my side. Only that they've taken the land, most of the land. So I'm left with nothing at the back and by the side.
So you have no backyard?
I have no backyard.
And no side yard?
No side. Even I cannot cover my bedroom, talk less my sitting room. Everything is open. If you could remember, you took my picture on a plain, open room or space, like anything I call it. So I said, the governor, I know, because there was a time I went to the governor's office, but governor was not around. Even I went up to his wife's office. It was that time they went on leave, they traveled out. That was last year. I went there about 3 times. I said, Madam, but unfortunately, it's the security people that I saw there. And I left. But now, I just thought of it, that I have to see Mr. Edmond Obilo when I came last week, Saturday.
When you came again?
Yes, when I came again. I thought I will be able to go inside fresh and see the governor. The governor, with his own entourage, when they came in, I've been there at Ayefele's gate around 7:30 in the morning, before they came at a little after 10, and I left.
So why did you not hold the legs of the governor?
I cannot, because he's in he's in his car, and then the police, the everything, well, guiding.
Should have heard the leg of one police and be screaming, no, Mr. Governor, Mr. Governor.
Maybe governor will see me through his the window of his car.
Did he see you?
I don't know. This is how I went with my gray hair. I went, they said, Grandma, and with my walking stick. I said,
You think the governor can help you?
Well, he's the father of all in the state. He's the father of all in the state.
But the governor will not close that channel.
Well, he can send his workers there to go and verify. At least they verify it at Minister of Environment in Secretariat. They came. They saw it. That's why I was directed to the Surveyor General.
Sometimes I say, where do you get your willpower from? You have been on this matter. I thought at some point you'd be tired.
I will not be tired, my dear Edmond Obilo. Because when you are doing something, you do it until you get your results. And I thank God that I went to St. Teresa's College. That is what gave me the fortitude that press on.
Grandma, how old are you now?
I'm 74 years old. I was born in 1949.
Yeah. And you speak well. The first time I met you, I said, Grandma, don't worry, Grandma, you'll be fine. I said you should come and talk to the people yourself. And I'll try and see the local government chairman.
I said I will come on the air. I will. I've visited the local government with his new president and chairman, but I was unable to see him.
So you've not seen him?
I did not see him. I did not. Since 2019. I did not see him.
And you want to see him?
I want to see him to explain. But unfortunately, when they came last year in November, I said, so another chairman is for Kelani, Tolani Kelani. I know I'm not PDP, but I voted for Sheyi Makinde.
You voted Sheyi Makinde?
Yes, I did.
Why did you vote for Sheyi Makinde?
Well, I love him. I love his ways. Even if the INEC people that came during his election, this present year, they will see me because this is the dress I wore to the place. They said, Grandma was the first person that came here. It was almost opposite Queen's Gate that I went to vote. I trekked from my house to the place and trekked back. I got there around 7:30 in the morning. Myself and the INEC people, we were, at the entrance of that St. Michael's School. They said that Grandma was the first person that came here. So anything I want to do, I will do it. And I'll be truthful. Very, very truthful. Because when I was working, where I worked, Government Press, Ibadan, I was in the security section. And we are printing examination papers of University of Ife. There was no leakage before I left in 1976. No leakage. It only means that was our senior because they are, printing money. We don't print money then. I still have some people who will verify that, yes, she worked at the Government Press, at the security section. It's not meant for everybody. No. It's not meant for everybody.
How is Nigeria treating you now? How are you?
Nigeria is not treating me well at all. At all.
Okay, let's.
I fought. That was 19. Is it 1990 or 2000 and something? When Mrs. Abacha said, we, all the women's society, all the people that are coming to Abuja, we should vote for our candidate. And I told the woman that we are supposed to travel together. I said, millions are dying of hunger. And Mrs. Abacha said, when we get to Abuja, we should vote for our candidate. I said, over my dead body. The lady that came from Women Commission reported me to Mrs. Nwosu. It was since that time I did not visit or go to any meeting of the National Council of Women Society, because then we were building some shops at Samonda, and the architect said, Madam, if women can be bold enough as we talk now, Nigeria will not be like this. This was 1994. Yes.
Okay. Who wants to say hello to Grandma? 080-915 510-55. 080-569 98678. You can watch Grandma on Splash FM page, on Edmond Obilo's pages. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Edmond.
Good morning.
I've been trying to link up with you. My name is SB, Abiodun from Akpete.
Good to hear your voice, sir.
Thank you. Grandma should forge ahead, should continue. She will make it in the end.
Amen, now, sir.
Yeah. I want to chip in something. I listened to your program last week, and you mentioned the case that I spoke with you off air. I want to decode my statement. I told you that somebody should help us to inform the governor to give the devil his own sacrifice. And I didn't expatiate on that. But the truth of the matter is this. In 1983, we all voted for Chief Balagi. But the result came differently. And I did not want the governor to rest on his popularity alone, that he should also take care of the devil. That is to say, when you are playing a football match, it's not because you want the referee to favor you. You take care of the referee so that he can be truthful. And that was what I was trying to do. I did all I could, but I couldn't get across to him. And that was why, or how I called you, that you should not forget the devil. That is somebody who can truncate something. Is a devil. As you can see now, and if you say you are going to the court, number 4 can become number 1 in Nigeria. So I think you understand me now.
All right. Though I didn't mention your name, so you have said you were the one that called. All right.
I know.
Yes.
That was the parable.
All right. I understand you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. Say hello to Grandma before Grandma leaves. Hello.
Grandma, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Bilo, the radio man, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Tonya Brown. Well done.
Mr. Tonya Brown.
Thank you very much. Mama, don't rest on your own. You're doing well. I listened to what has happened to you, and I'm sure that the way you're going about it, you will succeed.
Amen, sir.
You get your property back. Like Obido asked you if you are comfortable in the place you are, or you think that you can move, because if the erosion is so close to you, maybe you can opt to live in. I'm sure the governor has an listening ear, and then I'm sure you will you get something from the governor. Mr. Bilo, we are still talking about this ethnic question. I listened to some of the analysis you made this morning, and I said our diversity is strength, and of course of our advantage. When NYC came into being, I thought one of the things was to unify the different culture, the different ethnic groups, and that's why we are posted from here to Kaduna and so on. But then we still have in the Constitution saying state of origin. And I said it because this affected me. My son wanted to get into army, and I was given a form that I have to take it to Pobo Town, my local government, for my local government chairman to sign, while that boy was born here in Ibadan. But I took that form to Port Harcourt, and I found out that the chairman of River State Waste Management Board, happened to be one Ujo, Metojo, and it's an Yoruba man. So what are we talking about? I think this thing is understanding. Some people, and that was during Ameki, the chairman of a state-owned agency was an Yoruba man, and I met him one-on-one. So I think one of the service we have done to ourselves as a nation is to remove referendum from our constitution. If referendum had been there, by now we would have sat down, discuss our unification, discuss our oneness, and for the way we have to live as a nation together, because our strength is our diversity. Our population is of our advantage. Thank you very much, Mr. Bilo.
Thank you, Mr. Tonya Brown. Grandma, we have to go now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edmondo Bilo. I'm very grateful. Crew, I'm very grateful to you people. God bless you all, and the Lord will always be with you. And the truth shall prevail in Nigeria.
Pray for Governor Makinde.
Yes, I will congratulate him first. Congratulations, our dear governor. The Lord will be with you, will be with your family, will be with all the people that will work with you. And the Lord will navigate your ways for you. Wherever you are going, wherever you be, the Lord will navigate you. Governor Oluwaseyi Makinde. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Grandma, for featuring on State Affairs.
Thank you very much.
I will continue to look at this matter.
Thank you very much.
And I have learned some lessons from your willpower.
Yes.
I know how many times you have come here, how many times we have spoken.
Yes.
And thank you for that willpower.
Thank you very much.
I've learned from it. If an old woman like you would come again and again insisting, I've learned something. And I'll see how far we can go to see what we can do.
The Lord will help you.
And it will help all of us. Yes. Thank you.
God bless you, people.
I've been discussing with Irene Omotayo. Adijoro. Nisapo.
Yes. My father's name.
All right. The program is State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. Don't go away, I will be back.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
Splash FM 105.5.
ọpẹ́ mi kò ì tó ojoojúmọ́ ni ó máa dúpẹ́.
èwo ló dé tẹ̀ ń jó tẹ̀ ń dúpẹ́ báyìí kí lẹ̀ ń dúpẹ́ lé lórí o.
ṣé bí àwọn ọmọ yín ni gbogbo ìdánwò wọn tí wọ́n ṣe lásìkò yìí ni wọ́n ṣe dáadáa.
ṣé lóòótọ́.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni ní kété tí wọ́n ti ròyìn apes tutorial classes fún mi tí mo dẹ̀ ti kó wọn lọ ni wọ́n ti ń ṣe dáadáa.
láti jẹ́ kàn ọmọ tí inú ṣàṣeyọrí bí àwọn ọmọ tèmi nínú ìdánwò UTME post-UTME WAEC NECO lọ́dún 2023 apex tutorial classes ní kẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ wọn lọ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àárọ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn tí wọ́n bá ráyè ni wá jókòó gbọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tiwọn lọ́sàn-án ìforúkọsílẹ̀ tún ti ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní apex tutorial classes ẹ kàn sí wa ní Lemi building ládojúkọ Genesis Hotel Challenge Ìbàdàn Odùsọ̀tẹ̀ bookshop Òkè Bọ́lá Ìbàdàn àti ní Ọ̀làwálé shopping complex Mọ́nàtán Ìbàdàn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ GT Bank Awólọ́wọ̀ junction Bódìjà Ìbàdàn 0817-202-7411 0805-085-4922 apex tutorial classes ọ̀gá ni wá láàrin àwọn tí ń fún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní ìgbáradì fún ìdánwò wọn.
Tóyọ̀, ǹjẹ́ o ti gbọ́?
pé kí ni o bá dérò?
Péṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ ti gbọ̀nà àrà yọ.
jọjá mi sí kí n rí gbọ́.
Jẹ́njá ẹ̀tàn àǹfààní àìlẹ́gbẹ́ ni Splash FM Media Academy gbé kalẹ̀ fún gbogbo olùgbé ìlú Ìbàdàn àti agbègbè rẹ̀. Ìlò ti ìgbọ́ láti di akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ oníròyìn tó perégedé ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìlànà ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ òde òní yálà lórí rédíò tàbí ayélujára. Àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ olùkọ́ni tí wọ́n mọ̀ ti fún tẹ̀dọ̀ iṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ wà níkàlẹ̀ láti tọ́ ọ sọ́nà tí ó tọ́ lórí onírúurú ẹ̀kọ́ bíi program development, journalism, digital media, production, news presentations. Wo mélòó ni mo fẹ́ kà? OPG ó pọ̀ gan-an.
mo rí ọ̀nà.
Tóyọ̀, ibo ló ń sáré lọ?
àròjọ musolókun mo ń lọ ṣe ìforúkọsílẹ̀ tèmi nìyẹn.
tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ sí Splash FM Media Academy tí ó fẹ́ gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ pẹ̀lú Splash 105.5 FM ilé funfun báláwú fẹ́lẹ́lẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn láti gba fọ́ọ̀mù tirẹ̀ tàbí kí o pe ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 07054393332. Splash FM Media Academy ìdáàbòbò ìwà ọmọlúàbí nínú ètò ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́.
àbẹ́ ò rí nǹkan ẹ̀bùn pàtàkì látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run lọ́mọ jẹ́ fáwọn òbí tómi ọyàn sì jẹ́ ẹ̀bùn Ọlọ́run fáwọn ọmọ ó ní gbogbo èròjà aṣaralóore pẹ̀lú omi tọ́mọ rẹ nílò fún oṣù 6 àkọ́kọ́ máa fọ́mọ rẹ ní ọyàn nìkan rántí o omi ọyàn nìkan fún oṣù 6 àkọ́kọ́. ìkéde yìí wá láti àkọ́ṣeṣẹ́ ARIN iléeṣẹ́ tó ń mójútó ètò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
Latest cool easy life business and service technology app. We don't bring comfort for people. Na Botinga app, your multi-service platform where you fit order sharp for any service provider, market or anything where you need online. Just download Botinga app. Come begin the order for any professional service where you want. You fit order for taxi ride or any services like fashion designer, hairdresser, mechanic, barber, painter, photographer, dry cleaner, carpenter, makeup artist, plus others them on top Botinga app. And you will be service provider. You fit register your service and take and connect to more customers for better sales enjoyment. You fit render your service with your own private motorcar as driver. To dey make extra money, just download Botinga provider on top Google Play Store and Apple Store today. Make people begin the order for your services anytime from anywhere. With Botinga, everything done dey easy. No be for mouth. This one na easy life. For more tori, visit www.botinga.com or we office wey dey for former MTN office opposite Methodist Church, Bodija, Ibadan, Tolon 0810-934-6512. Botinga app, service and business comfort.
Let's take it way back to songs that turned boys to men and girls to women. Join Luminary DJ Eden as it takes you through sounds from the 70s, the 80s, New Jack Swing, High Life, and Juju.
Luminary DJ Eden on the mix.
Tune in to Splash FM 105.5 every Sunday by 6:30 p.m. and let's vibe to the oldies like never before.
I've got a rhythm, child. I've got a rhythm, mama love.
Lotus Bank báǹkì rẹ alárààgbà yìí dá Lotus Bank ń kí ẹ kú pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn oṣù Ramadan bí o ti ṣe ń gba àwẹ̀ Ramadan yìí ló ti tọ́ rí i dájú wípé ò ń pín ìfẹ́ àti ìjọmọlúàbí ká sí gbogbo ènìyàn bó ti ṣe lè wù kó kéré mọ́ Ramadan Kareem láti lè ṣe Lotus Bank.
Are you in need of a nice and comfortable, fully furnished hostel accommodation in the University of Ibadan? Or are you in search of a place for seminars and executive trainings? Look no further. Adebayo Akonde Hall is the go-to place for your lodging needs with a home away from home feel. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. For inquiries and reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call 080-5699-8718 or 080-5699-8719 or 080-5699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmond Bilo is live. Stay tuned. In the global village of conflicting ideologies and complexities, understanding systems and schemes through awareness and social reconstruction becomes expedient.
They never told you how you offended them?
I'm not on trial, so I can't go before
Join the radio man, Edmondo Bilo, on State Affairs for local and international politics, security, extensive economic analysis, interviews, and world power play.
Nigerians must choose the path they want to follow. Follow the same looters and sponsors of violence who control the political structures or encourage the formation of a new leadership team.
Be a global citizen and join the radio revolution on State Affairs. State Affairs with Edmond Obilo. Radio just got deeper.
Daganan kilo betening kom lo moham. Di betamaso sanalom. Muasa benge kabuto.
State Affairs.
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo. State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live.
Okay, let's look at some of the messages here. Olaya Oladapo says, Edmund, this is all that I've been expecting from our leaders, to let people know that we are one. Thank you. Jacinta Uwogo Etubo Udubanjo says, the unfortunate thing is that those who we look up to, who are supposedly role models, are the ones promoting ethnic bigotry. It is really sad. Udezuka Ikechukwu says, good morning. I greet you. Samson Dikbaolu, I greet you. Sulaimon Ademola, thank you. for always being there. Atilola Okpeyemi, thank you for the encouraging words. I love you too. You are my man. Ogidon Olushola, thank you. I appreciate. Thank you for the kind words. Adetumbi Saidige is calling the attention of Setu Olaide to grandma's plight. Omotayo Oluwarotimi Onobamiro says he's a Yoruba man and a Nigerian too. He said he is first and foremost a Yoruba man before being a Nigerian. But this does not stop him from being very patriotic as a Nigerian. Thank you, Omotayo Onobamiro. We are beautiful people. We are beautiful people. The Yoruba nation is so beautiful. When I travel around Yoruba land from Ekiti to Ondo, in Ibadan, Ogun, we are beautiful people. Rotimi Adeoshun, thank you. Gabriel Umenwa. Okay, I'm happy. Thank you, Gabriel. Olusegun Oguyemi said, let the Commissioner of Local Government take care of grandma. The Commissioner should do the needful. James Abiola says, Edmond, that's a nation you are dreaming we will build. An old woman like that suffering from what now? That's a woman that should be cared for. Yes, let's care for grandma. Let's see what we can do, okay? We've not heard from the local government. You can also call the radio station. We're talking about building a great country. You know, see, everybody wants to travel out, especially the rich. They are sending their children abroad. It's so rampant now. Oh, our children are being sent out. Fine, it's okay. Let them acquire education. And the more we send them out, the more we destroy our universities and polytechnics. I'm saying no. We want Americans to come and learn in UI, in Obafemi Awolowo University. We want to build a great university system where Ghanaians will come to Nigeria to learn, where Americans will come to Nigerian universities to apply to lecture. We want to compete with the rest of the world. The university in Yoruba land is being destroyed. Universities in Igbo land are being destroyed. Those are the issues. Let them not distract us with their politics. Come to the street of Ibadan. Young men are now all Okada riders, keke riders. Is that the kind of young persons we want to build? Are we saying that we are condemned to Okada and keke as transport system in the 21st century? That we cannot have modern bus system? I refuse to accept that condition, where senators will continue to buy Okada for our young men. These are the issues, not Yoruba Igbo. Look at primary schools. I keep getting messages, and I'm going to take this to the governor, that there are primary schools in the interior of Oyo State that don't have chairs. They don't have roofs. These are the issues. Do you see some children going to school in tattered uniforms? Looking hungry? Children sleeping under the bridge? These are the issues. And you find them in Igbo land, in Yoruba land, in Hausa land, in Fulani land, in every part of the country. Look at the Amajiri. Look at them on the street, begging. These are the issues. Have you seen this book? The story of General Oladipo Dia. Destiny Anchored on Faith. Written by Dr. Oluronti Adewole. Have you read the book? When last did you read a book? Do you understand Yoruba civilization? I recommend this book to you, The Yoruba People, Profile of the Foremost Black Nation, written by Professor Adebanjia Kintoye. I'm giving this out today. I promised somebody I'm giving this out. So I'm gifting this book to a Yoruba young man I saw in a bookstore yesterday. He wanted to buy this book, but he could not afford it. It's 20,000. I know. I said, Mr. Edmond, I love the book. I said, don't worry, I will get you a copy. You know, I also sell books. So I just took this out from my store. So I brought it for him this morning. Let him go and read about the Yoruba nation. And after reading it, he owes me, he must give me a promise. Cannot just take this book and keep it at home. And we are going to sign a pact. I'm going to hand this book to him this morning. We are going to sign a pact. And that's the deal. And we will sign a pact. It's an oath between both of us before he will take this book. And that oath is about national development. The beauty of Yoruba civilization, lifting Yoruba civilization to the height of development. A survey of the Igbo nation. Read it here, you see Igbo signs. Let me tell you about this book by Akintoye. You see Yoruba signs. You know, we've abandoned Yoruba signs, Yoruba culture. We didn't tap anything from our culture. We are just abandoning and just borrowing and borrowing. Yes. We can borrow good ones. You see, beyond the confines of the African continent, Yoruba civilization has played a very significant role in the expansion and establishment of Black Africa's presence. So this book draws our attention to the palpable influence of Yoruba religion, philosophy, politics, economics, dress, fashion, food, music, literature, visual, verbal, and performing art in Africa and the African diaspora. Hello, Mr. Governor. I keep forgetting to raise the matter whenever I have the opportunity to see him. Cultural Center, Ibadan. We've abandoned Cultural Center, Ibadan. No, we have to bring back Cultural Center. Our children don't have places to go to. You can't watch drama. Where do one go to? That's why Ibadan young men, they are all in clubs drinking. They are drinking every Friday, they are drunk. There's not a place to go to. That's why you have bars everywhere, lounge, everything you'll be a building lounge. Go there and lounge and burn your money. I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. But we don't have places to go to. There are times I want to go out. You know, like when I travel to Kenya, there are more than 1,000 places I can visit in Kenya. No wonder they are making billions from tourism. I've told you about that book. A Survey of the Igbo Nation. Read it. Those are the two books I'm recommending to you today. Dr. Oluronti Adewole, it's good to have you on State Affairs.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, sir.
You wrote a book on General Oladipo Dia.
Yes.
Oladipo Dia is no more.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Well, it's a sacrifice that everyone has to pay at a point. I think he has fulfilled his destiny, and that explains why he's dead now. Because he has had, there were a lot of challenges that could have taken him away several times, but I survived it all, and I lived to be 79. Just a few days before 79, that one he died. So that he has done his own bit.
When you were writing this book, you had the opportunity to meet him.
I am like a son to him. I'm a confidant to him, and he's someone that just like me and confided in me so much. As a point when we were writing this book, the publisher has to advise us to take so many things out of it.
Things like?
Well, there are things not for the air. If publishers can say we should not put some things down, then I should just honor his memory by not putting it down. But I can assure you that for more than 5 years, we had intimate discussions. At a point, we had to put it down. At a point, we say, okay, let's go on. So it's someone that I know very, very well. And the entire family knows me very well.
Dr. Oluronti Afowowe is of the Department of History and International Studies, Osun State University. Why is it important to write about men like Oladipo Dia?
That's a very good question. My first biography about major leader in Nigeria was General Adeyinka Adebayo. I wrote his biography too on what Soja marches on. When I was in Ife in the 80s, particularly when I was doing my master's, I read a lot. In fact, when I was growing up, I was made to believe that some leaders are devils. Indeed, if you ask me to mention another name for devil or Satan, I will mention Tafawa Balewa. That was how I was brought up because of biases and everything. But then I got to the university, got exposed to different thought systems, and I now had the privilege of studying Tafawa Balewa. I now discovered that it was opposite of the picture that I had. And that was what inspired me to write about Tafawa Balewa too. I wrote a book about him also to bring out his I now discovered that the storyline, the narrative we've had in Nigeria, that all leaders are bad and this, are not necessarily so. There are exceptions to the rule. It's only that for one reason or the other, we tend to emphasize the negative. That was how and when I decided to write on General Adeyinka Adebayo. When I wrote on General Adeyinka Adebayo, I became very close to him also. It was at that point that the coup thing occurred. The Faton coup case occurred.
Under Abacha.
Under Abacha. And I remember when that happened, what came to my mind as a young scholar, as a scholar then, was that, look, what's wrong in a coup? I mean, I'm honest opinion that all these people carry out coup to become president. Then if the idea has done a coup, then why must all the world condemn him? How many times has other people condemned people that be having coups? So that was I went to Baba Adebayo and said, look, you will be asked to come and watch video in Abuja. When you watch this video, you are a Yoruba leader. You must be sensitive in what to say. That you must, and that was why if you go back to record, you see that General Adebayo, when he came out of that place, he said, I've seen the video, I'll go back to report to my people. That was the beginning. And when that General Dia was eventually released, I now became interested in knowing what really happened. That was how and why I began. And when I got close to him, I now discovered that so many things, so many lies are being peddled about. People don't really know who their leaders were. And that, for example, you may shock you to know that General Dia all his life never took any government contract. It's against his practice. And if you are close to him, he will never be party to it. I can bet you will never find any of his children be involved in any government contract. That is General Dia for you. It's that kind of man. It's that discipline. In fact, it was of the view that anybody that is in government that gets involved in corruption should be shot, because he believed that Nigerian government more than take care of his officials. So there are so many things that people don't know. For instance, again, it was labeled a socialist. Some of the things that today Aramco is the biggest company in the entire world. the most capitalized company in the entire world. It's owned by Saudi Arabia government.
Yeah.
Now, the idea why he was in power was advocating within, these are things that is private anyway, but it's dead now, I can make it private. And some of his colleagues will know what I'm saying is the truth. He said instead of giving this oil wells to individuals, that it should be given to states. That was the idea's position. But he was shouted down, he was called a communist. Today, individuals are benefiting from Nigerian oil. Nigerian state is down.
The people are down.
And the people are down. This is, how many people knew about all this? And that's the idea for you. A disciplinarian to the core. The idea will not allow any officer to abuse even a driver. That's him. That's the idea. If you come to him, you know so many things. You'll be... there was a point he wanted to sell a property. When he left government, he went to property selling. And there was a deal that was brought to him that was going to fetch him several millions. When he heard that the person that was going to buy that property was a government official, he refused to sell. He preferred to sell to private individual other than being involved in any form of looting of government money or through whatever these guys. Do whatever guys. That's the idea for you.
In 1993,
yes,
General Ladipo Dia was appointed Chief of General Staff,
yes,
and later Vice Chairman of the Provisional Ruling Council.
Yes.
And that was in 1994.
Yes.
Prior to his appointment as Abacha's second in command, Dia had served as the Chief of Defense Staff and Military Governor of Ogun State from January 1984 to August 1985. On December 21st, 1997, the Abacha regime arrested top army officials, including General Dia, Major General Tunji Olarewaju, Major General Abdul Karim Adisa, and 8 others who allegedly plotting to violently overthrow Abacha. Yes. Was there a coup?
Well, to be honest, it's neither yes or no. To be honest. At the beginning, what really happened was that how Abacha got there in the first instance, it was General Dia's making. The idea was to become the head of state of Nigeria.
Wow.
I will tell you the story. I'm happy those people that are involved are still alive. They can testify to it. After Babangida political, transition program was heading for failure, and he was going to keep on proposing the handover date. The military, as an institution, decided to save themselves from embarrassment, and they set up a committee to fashion out a way out for them. The committee chairman left, and General Dia was made the chairman. Gwadabe was the secretary. Chris Marley and all of them were in that committee. It was that committee that ensured that President Babangida stepped aside. And after the stepping aside, the interim thing came. And of course, we know all this political maneuvering, and now it was declared illegal unrest. And it's like there is a kind of vacuum, power vacuum. How do you correct this vacuum? That same committee now met and said, look, Oga, you have to take over. This regime has to come to an end so that we can actualize June 12th election.
So that was the intention?
That was the original intention.
Abacha take over and hand over to Abiola?
No, I'm letting you see the progression of things.
Okay.
That was the intention. And when they now decided, when that committee decided, they now said, oh, who is going to be the leader to hand over? Now said General Dia should be the leader. And we now, and Johnson said, no, this will not be fair. One, the Shishonekan that we are removing is from Ogun State. I'm also from Ogun State. And we want to hand over to another person from Ogun State. It won't be fair. And that all the other section of Nigeria will feel neglected. that what they needed to do was to get someone who has the clout, the influence within the North to assist in making that regime legitimate. That was how General Abacha came to the plan. And all of them, the committee went against General Abacha's nomination. And the reason being that from their experiences as chief of the army staff, chief of defense staff, that he was not the one that carried people along. And Jiradia now told them that, look, this kind of leadership they were going to have was going to be a collegiate system. And he has his reason for nominating General Abacha. General Abacha has, it was due to General Abacha's influence that made General Dia to remain in the army. Because after the Oka School of 1990, General Dia was GOC of 82nd Division, Enugu. And as a member of AFRC, they went to meet after the meeting, and they were all congratulating themselves for saving the day, for restoring the government back. It was that meeting that General Dia stood up and they addressed that, look, yes, we thank God this thing has failed, but there are issues that this boy raised. It is better we solve this problem. It is better we address some of these issues that this boy raised. He said the place was dead silent. He didn't know that he has committed an offense. By the time he got back to Enugu, he received a signal that he has been appointed director, Army Research. There was nothing called Army Research in there, something. When he got back to Lagos, he went to meet General Babangida and said, you are very brilliant. I want someone who can help us reorganize the army. You are going to be director of military research. I now asked for his office. They say it's at Federal Secretariat, Ikoyi. When he got there, they gave him a room next to toilet. It was to humiliate him.
You wrote it in this book?
It's there inside this book.
Yes.
And it's at that point that he went to meet General Abacha. That was the chief of army staff. The Oga, what has happened? Oga said, General Abacha told him the truth. He said, you sabi trenchy, you go see your trenchy tire for that toilet. It was at that point that I said, please sir, can you permit me to go and study so that this humiliation can be. That was how I was allowed to go and study law. That was why I left to read law.
I see.
While reading that law, Nigeria wanted to start the War College, and under a technical partnership with Britain. And when they want to under that agreement, Nigeria was to provide the commandant, while the Britain was to produce the deputy commandant. The Britain nominated the deputy commandant, and the commandant must be superiors in training to the deputy commandant. And they looked through the Nigerian military record. It was only General Dia that met that criteria. And at that point, General Abacha invited him back from his study that he should come and be the pioneer commandant of War College. Now he saw it as a way to have his own background. He said, sir, Oga, I have your permission to go for, what's it called? To University for Law. I don't start something I don't finish. Thinking that under that arrangement, the British government and the Nigerian government will just tell the British government, step down your, give us another commandant that we can get someone that is superior to. But Abacha said, yes, I gave you the permission. But nobody is going to start that War College until you have completed your course. That was why that college was delayed for 2 years, but Dia. Those are the things that Abacha did for Dia that Dia did not.
So one good turn deserves
another. That was why he put his life on the, the military. When they want to do something, if you are not, you can be fired. But because of the integrity and trust they had in him, they allow him to be. And that was why you see the first 2 years of Abacha, you see it was a kind of collective thing. It was, there are other issues that come up. Time will not allow to discuss it. That was how Abacha became the head of state of Nigeria.
You said in page 114, he accordingly accorded General Dia due respect. That's Abacha.
Yes.
Thus, when the first cabinet was going to be formed,
yes,
General Dia's contributions were quite formidable.
Yes.
General Dia did not only consult MKO Abiola,
yes,
but also made sure that true leaders of Yoruba interests were well represented in the government.
Yes.
There was no major decision made during the first 6 months of the Abacha regime without prior consultations with Yoruba leaders.
True.
Indeed, when the first cabinet was to be constituted, General Dia, in active collaboration with Yoruba leaders, Chief MKO Abiola, Chief Michael Adekunle Ajasin, Chief Abraham Adesonya, ensured that Yoruba had a formidable representation in the government. So the point you make in this book is that people like Ebenezer Babatokwe that became ministers in that government were nominated by Yoruba leaders.
Very true, sir. Very, very true.
How come some persons called them betrayer at some point?
Thank you, sir. You see, what was happening, there are a lot of intrigues that many people did not know. When the issue of, I told you the original intention was that they were going to return government power back to, restore the June 12th election thing. And there were a lot of arguments within the military council that, look, there are some boys that if you give the power to Abiola now, they will get rid of him. That what we need to do is first neutralize these boys, and then thereafter I give power to them. It was at that material time that to actualize it, they said there should be constitutional conference. It was the kind of conference bidded for Premier Hotel in Ibadan. When that conference was going to happen, Jadi have already consulted with all the Yoruba leaders. They've agreed on what they are going to do at that conference. That was the turning point for Abacha's regime. They've already agreed about what to do with Baba Adekunle Ajasin, with Abraham, all the leaders of the Yorubas, and what they were going to come out. They are including Shibolaje, before agreeing about how to go forward. Now, in getting to the conference, Abacha called, before the conference, Abacha called Janadi and told him that he had information that some people had some other plan. That in that plan that they were going to bring out a different communique that will embarrass the government. And Janadi said, no, that could not be. Because at that time, the commissioner for police in Oyo State, every one of them were already cooperating to ensure that they have a successful conference. General, at that point, General Adia went back to a phone, discussed by Ajasin, discussed with Black down there, and they all agreed that everything was intact. But General Abacha warned him that no, that some people are going to parry something. On getting to that conference, the young Turks, unfortunately, they are still key players in Nigeria politics today, came out with a different thing and said, no, we are not going to take any other thing. And that all Yoruba leaders are betrayers, that they have already compromised, and that what they are saying is that they are going to give Abacha number of days that he must leave power, and that that they are no longer going for any negotiation, and that all Yoruba leaders they are the Jakande and all that, they should resign from government, and it was like a declaration of war against Abacha regime. No military leader would take that. That was the turning point. And when General Dia now, when that thing happened, Abacha now told him, Shebi, I warned you. I warned you this was what was going to happen. And that was when General Abacha realized that Yoruba can be dealt with. And that was the beginning of the decline, of the change in the orientation of that government.
But from the body language of Abacha, he was not ready to hand over to Abiola.
You see, I'm saying, I just told you the background.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of these people are like, you see, power is not something that you pick on the table. It depends on balance of forces. At that particular time, Abacha was not in quote, in control. Are you getting it?
Okay.
You will discover that after that thing, the chrysalis of the rock, they were changed from the army. The chief of army, all of them were changed. Because at that material time, it was the what can call professionals in the military that were in control of power, the crystallist of this world. And so, at that material time, the leverage that Abacha has to dictate were very, very limited. But thereafter, after that incident in Ibadan, things began to change. They began to change every office and now change them with a loyalist. That was the beginning. That was what happened.
We are discussing the Nigerian system, the military system, using the story of General Ladipo Dia as a case study. And we are also looking at the book, Destiny Anchored on Faith, written by Dr. Luronti Afoa of the Department of History at International Studies, Osun State University. He is my guest on State Affairs. We'll be back after this break. Don't go away.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
Splash FM 105.5.
Your hustle just found powerful partners. HP's new laptop, powered by 10th generation Intel Core i3 processor, is built to get you closer to your goals. Long battery life, so you can work long hours without interruption, plus impressive speed and performance to match your grit and determination. HP Laptop 15DW1324NIA, powered by 10th generation Intel Core i3 processor, is available at all DreamWorks stores. Call 0808-553-8331 or visit www.dreamworksdirect.com for more information. HP with Intel, the technology partners of your hustle. Look for Intel.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids the new Milo 3-in-1. Milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! Are you in need of a nice and comfortable, fully furnished hostel accommodation in the University of Ibadan? Or are you in search of a place for seminars and executive trainings? Look no further. Adebayo Akonde Hall is the go-to place for your lodging needs with a home away from home feel. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. For inquiries and reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call 080-5699-8718 or 080-5699-8719 or 080-5699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Oh, yo. Now God dey dash pikin to mama and papa dem o. And na so God dash breast milk to pikin dem. Breast milk get all the better things wey good for your pikin, plus water. So therefore, give your pikin only breast milk for the first 6 months. No forget o, give your pikin breast milk only for the first 6 months. This message na from Ari Project, Oyo State Ministry of Health.
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live. Stay tuned.
Daganan kilo bejaning kom lo moham. Di betamaso sanalom. Muasa benge kaputo. Yeah.
State Affairs.
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo. State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live.
The program is State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. You know, last week I told you about a book, My Early Life by Obafemi Awolowo. Try and get it, find it and read. Let's read. Because there are times I read many comments on Twitter or Facebook. I say, so this person is lacking information. You see the way they are arguing, that's why I don't even argue. I said this person is lacking information. He's not humble enough. He's not even giving space, to give. There are times when you are arguing, you give space to say you can be wrong. You can be wrong. He's not even giving any space, and he's wrong. And I see lack of reading. You want to be making political arguments, conversation. You are not reading. Because as you read, you begin to change some of your old views because you'll be meeting facts. That's the power of reading. You see, in this book, at the point I was asking, did Awolowo believe in God? There's a point you get to, when an intellectual level you get to, you begin to question everything. Awolowo questioned God. Go and read this book. And he was a deep thinker. And at some point, he said in this book that he began to also question some of his own opinions. Because the more he read, the more he discovered he was wrong at some point. That's what you call self-re-examination, learning and unlearning. Africa in Ebullition. Adegoke Adelabu. Let me make the point. We've also produced some great leaders that we can learn from. That's why I said this morning, it's not all bad with the Nigerian state. We have also made some giant strides. But we can do better, no doubt. So for those of you asking me, what is the title of the book? Look at it here. Africa in Ebullition. Adegoke Adelabu. Adegoke did not live up to the age of 50, but he left us with a philosophical work. Name one political leader you know. Some people have been senator for 15 years. They've not written a paper.
Not written anything.
There's nothing you can read about them. They cannot inspire you. They have been senators, House of Members, they've not written anything philosophical. Today we quote Edmund Burke. He was a member of the British Parliament. Abraham Lincoln. Go and read Xi Jinping. One of the greatest works to read are the speeches of Xi Jinping, the leader of China. You might disagree with some of his points, but his works are philosophical works. Go and read Obama. There are governors we have produced in different parts of the Southwest. There's nothing to read about them. Dr. Olurontiafo, are we reading enough?
That's the bane of our society today, particularly in the age of social media, which sometimes is full of fake news and lies, propaganda. Whereas books are filled with wisdom. How? Because you don't get a book published unless it has been edited. And from our experience in publishing, it's not just grammatical edition or editing that matters. Even factual editing. For example, when you read a book and you give it to a good publisher, I'm not saying none of this, but real publisher, they will send it to those who know to verify the information inside. And before you also write, you must have think through. So that whatever you are putting down, you have something that you can defend. So that's why books still remain the most reliable source of knowledge and information up to today, even in the age of internet. Fortunately for us in the internet now, we have the e-book, which you can also read online. But these are published books now digitalized. And there's a difference when you have a published work and unpublished work. I remember at the beginning of this program, I was saying that even when we want to write this book, a lot of things we have to take out of it because of, you have what is called legal editing, you have what is called fact editing, you have what is called grammar editing. All these things go to produce a book. And if we want to amount to anything in life, you just must read. And that is why we have problems in our society today, because we have leaders that don't read. Look at our leaders that have been outstanding in Africa. Mention one that is really outstanding that has not written voluminously. The one, Shifa Bakman, that has just been alluded to.
He wrote books.
So many books. In fact, in one of my classes, Modern African Political Thought, I insisted that you can't pass this course unless you have gone to read one of the works of Awolowo. That one is Need for Ideological Reappraisal of Africa.
The lecture he delivered in Gold Coast.
That was a masterpiece.
A masterpiece.
That how can you be talking about African political thought and you have not gone through that work? You know about Plato, you know about all the philosophers, even up to Karl Marx. I will tell you the problem of Africa. It will now say it's about man.
I read it in SS3 and I swore I was coming to Ibadan. That's when I read it in SS3.
You can see the quality of who you are today. That's what makes it. Look at Iyerere. Iyerere was a prolific writer. He did not only write so many books, all the German, everything that were well-documented documents. William Shakespeare, Merchant of Venice, and the other one, he translated to Swahili. As a sitting head of state.
Leopold Senghor of Senegal.
Senghor. The African personality, negritude. So you see that these Africans that are...
They were philosophers.
Yes. And these are leaders that made the difference. They will know the essence of life is not about how much money you have been able to steal. But there is more to it than all these things. So the greatest being is our not reading. I agree with you.
Let's break this down. Visionary leaders change the courses of their nations.
Yes.
They are deep thinkers.
Yes, sir.
When a land is not governed by deep thinkers, poverty, violence, and election rigging becomes the order of the day. Do you agree?
That's very true.
The hope of a future of prosperity hinged on the leadership produced by such a system crashes as fast as ice melts under the scorching sun.
Yes.
Any society aiming at prosperity must be governed by deep-thinking men and women. You agree with that?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Deep-thinking men and women are persons who have attained a reasoning power beyond the prejudices instilled in them by culture and by the historical period they live in. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
They are disruptors of the old order.
Yes, sir.
They are innovative. They inspire.
That's true, sir.
You agree?
Yes, sir.
How do we produce them?
That's a very big question. Unfortunately, we have put in place a system that glorify material possession, no matter even how those material possessions are acquired. The other time, I was saying that because of some people's contribution, they are more eminently qualified to be in leadership position because of the exposures that they've had. It's not because I'm your guest. I've just cited the example of Edmond Obilo as someone who is well versed, even in Yoruba culture, even when he's not a Yoruba man, that these people are in a better position to be able to look far into the future and make projections that can be in the overall benefit of society. But what do we have now? We have a situation that your ability to capture power is a function of the money you are able to mobilize, right, for the attainment of that power, irrespective of how bankrupt you may be in terms of idea. I had something, maybe I have not been able to confirm it because I'm not really close to that person, that we had a governor in Southwest, one of the states that Awolowo introduced free education, that can barely read. That's the information I have. A governor that can barely read. That tells you the extent to which we have descended as a nation. If you look at the Second Republic, when we had the Bola Ige, You go and look at the works of Bolage. You will see that these are people who have been, because it requires a level of discipline for you to write. It requires a level of discipline for you to even be able to read. There are competing things. You must be able to say, because I wanted knowledge, I want to acquire this knowledge, then I must be able to sacrifice these things. And these are leadership traits. Leadership is about making sacrifice. It's about, look at the nature of policies we have in Nigeria. Well, again, I cannot confirm this, but we learned that some security votes of some governors are over 500 million a month. Of course, I don't have information to confirm that. But just look at that kind of scenario where someone has unlimited access to money that I can spend without accountability. Can you have a leader that will thrive under that? Because you are giving them power that is even in quote beyond God. And that is why they turn them to semi-gods, because of the level of patronages that they can dispense. And that has been the bane of the Nigerian nation. People of knowledge, people of ability hardly gets into power.
They have to fight for it too.
Yes.
They have to fight for it.
Yes, that's where it begins from.
Edmond Obilo, if you want power, fight for it. Yes. Fight for it.
That's the truth.
Join the discourse. I'm discussing with Dr. Lurontia Fowa, author of the book The Story of General Ladipo Dia, Destiny Anchored on Faith. You can call the radio station on 080-915-510-55 and 080-569-98678. All right, let's talk. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Edmond.
Your name and where you are calling from?
Kingsley, calling from Felele.
The ball is in your court.
I really appreciate what you started with, talking about culture, Nigeria, and being an Ibadan man. You see, in this country, we have actually lost touch of what we're supposed to be talking about. We always talk about mind. That is, we try to be sentiments in ethnic, being biased ethnically. But the truth is, see yourself as a Nigerian first. Then, every other thing comes in. But it's not our fault. We, Nigerian as an entity, is a mere voice of expression of Lady Flora Shaw. We do not agree to come together. The difference is still there, is still above. There are successive government has also worsened this situation. They have not done something to make us feel ourselves as Nigerians. If a Yoruba man is there, it is.
Hello.
So it is what it is. It is what it is. I just hope Nigerians, our eyes can be open. Youth, we should stop arguing blindly. Let's read. Edmond, I need a book from you, sir. I need a book, sir. Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Kingsley from Felele.
Kingsley from Felele.
Yes, sir.
What's your surname?
Ayetuma.
I didn't get that.
Ayetuma, Kingsley from Felele.
Ayetuma.
Yes, sir.
Okay, meet me next week by 11 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll give you a book.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you for calling the radio station.
You're welcome, sir.
The lines are open. 080-569-98678. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. That's your bedroom voice.
I am Olamide. I'm calling from Udolo.
Ayomide, speak up.
Yes. I've been listening to the radio ever since it started. But, I could only discover that Nigerians, our ideas have been tampered with. The reason why in fact, our career intend to do in life has been tampered with. It is only for those that are privileged that can actually, complete or execute their career.
Are you there, Kingsley? All right. Anyway, has made his point. Okay, we'll take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Is that Barrister Ijiruka?
Yes.
Where have you been?
I've been to London to see the Queen.
There's no more Queen. What about the King?
Thank you very much.
Good to hear your voice.
Yes, very much. Good to hear your voice too. You see, I have a divided attention in class today. I was going out and coming. I wanted to actually react to your first intro, but I didn't come in, and my attention, I had to leave the class briefly before I came back. But I will take it general, I will take it together. They were lamenting why the leaders like Awolowo, Azikiwe are no more there. It is the military now, starting from Uzogu and the other 5 rascals who call themselves revolutionaries. They are the ones who plunged Nigeria on this path to ruin and perdition. If that coup has not taken place, there is no way Nigeria will be in this mess. No way. All those who have assumed leadership position since 1966, they won't even be councillors. They can't win election as councillors. None of them. If that democracy has not been truncated, if that system of government has continued, and Nigeria today that is bastardized as a federation when it fights a unity, it won't be like that now. It won't be like that. And the truth of the matter is that there is no point running away from the reality of life. No point. I will tell you, Edmund, straight away, that Nigeria is not a nation. We should learn from the mistake of our fathers. If your father make a mistake, your grandfather before him made the same mistake, your great-grandfather before him made the same mistake, your great-grandfather before him, why should you continue on that same path of error? Nigeria can only survive and flourish as a confederation. Don't just deceive ourselves. I tell you, and that's why my view of Ahmadu Bello changed radically in the last 3 years. I used to see the man as an arrogant fool and oligarch. But my view of him has changed significantly. I'm now seeing as the denounced version of Awolowo. Both Awolowo and Ahmadu Bello knew Nigeria can only flourish as a confederation. And they went to the Constitutional Conference in order. Ahmadu Bello was adamant that Nigeria should be run as a confederation. The British and Zik, and later we began to convince him, persuading, let's go for president, and they forced him. He said before the confederation that the mistake of 1914, which is allowed to remain, will ultimately lead to unstoppable bloodshed and a failed country. I mean, that is an intellectual. I was a great teacher, exceptionally brilliant. It leads to unstoppable bloodshed and a failed country. Is that not what is happening today? We must retrace our steps. There is no point trying to bind Nigeria together. There is a man, a historical man called Israel. He has 12 children, adopted by God, Jehovah Yahweh. When Jehovah took them to their land, he allotted the land differently. He cut the land into 12 for it. Was said, this is your own, this is your own, this is your own. And they run their government. Even though they have a central capital. Why should anybody be saying want to fuse Nigeria together? Today, if I see anybody talking about one Nigeria, I will ask him to explain what he means by one Nigeria. If he begin to blabber and flabber and can't make any point, I'll just shake my head in the body language and walk away from him. It's not like one Nigeria. We should stop deceiving ourselves. And Edmund, let me tell you, Nigerians, Africans have no problem living together. They have no problem. In Lagos, the house I lived when I was a student in Lagos, the house was built by an Ijebuma who lived all his life in Liberia. He's a businessman there. He married there, had children there. It was the Liberian word that brought him back.
All right.
He has no problem flourishing in Liberia. What am I saying? The Yoruba man will flourish in the East. The Igbo man will flourish in Yoruba land. The Igbo man will flourish in the It is the political leadership that is in the issue. We have no problem living with each other. Nigeria
Thank you. I have a guest.
Yes, I'm rounding up. Nigeria today, we can continue to relate as brothers and sisters. We don't have to divide ourselves, but let's run this country as a confederation. Good morning.
Thank you. Dr. Afuowe, in this book, I saw ethnic politics.
Yes, sir.
I saw Yoruba Hausa conspiracy.
Yes, sir.
And that is what we are still discussing.
Yes, sir. Maybe, though you have not asked me to do that, but...
go ahead.
Yes, a brief response to what has just been said. From history, most countries do not start, in quote, as a nation, but it evolves over time. All right? if we take the most celebrated country today in the world, United States of America, it started in 13 colonies.
Yes.
Coming together and then establish the basis of their being together. And who are these people who came together? Minorities. Most of the people that are called citizens of America today were slaves, and that were not part of that agreement. But today, over time, through various amendments, as I mentioned, they have been able to evolve a nation or a country, so to say. And if you look at the trends in the world today, you will discover that the most divided continent in the world today is Africa. And Africa is the most impoverished continent in the world today. And if you look at countries that have been able to make it, if you want to mention 10 countries, right, you will discover that these are countries made of several nations. Look at United States of America, you know, almost all nationalities in the world are represented in the United States of America. China today has the highest population in the world, 1.4 now. They've been stagnant for so many years. And today, there are different, yes, there's ethnic Chinese that are very many, but there are other minorities too. But over time, they've been able to weigh them together and make something out of it.
Yeah.
Look at India. India, as of 1946, India, what we call India today, consisted of Pakistan, Bangladesh, right?
Yeah.
And the three of them, by 1946, Pakistan, after India independence, Pakistan got out. By 1972, Bangladesh got out of Pakistan. And today, the longest running war in the world, Kashmir region, is still between India and Pakistan up to today. What difference has that made? So what's my thesis? My thesis is that, yes, we could have gotten it wrong at the beginning, but there are things that could be done differently that could maximize opportunities and development. I agree with him. The only constitution that Nigerian states agreed upon was that first constitution, the independent constitution and the Republican constitution. On that basis, we can begin to, we are still a country, right? But there will be federating units where individuals will be able to manifest his own potentials in that. That's, I think, will all go well for Nigerian development. Again, I also believe that we should not just pay lip service to this so-called ethnic policies and whatever. Some people who are agents of ethnicization of policies are even at the forefront of the cry for talking about ethnic politics. Look at a particular ethnic group. You get to a particular society, you create your own enclave there. You do not integrate with the main population, and you want to aspire to rule that population. It won't work. It has never worked anywhere. It won't work. The first thing you do anywhere is that you get yourself integrated.
Cultural integration.
Cultural integration. You cannot make me feel inferior and you think you come and get my vote. It's not possible. When you begin to see yourself as being superior to others, nobody will take you. And again, when I look at the issue of Igbo, I have to say this again. They are having migration as one of their main things. It's a geographical fact. Igbo has the highest population density in the entire Africa.
The landmass
is so small that it cannot sustain the population. So they have no other time than to go out.
Or your state is bigger than the whole southeast.
That's the reality. And they have the right to survive. But I'm saying that what you want is that Nigeria going to Britain now and say, no, Britain, you must act according to Nigeria. What when Nigeria gets to Britain, they act according to British interest. They can be running, doing all sort of driving anyhow here. But when they get to Britain, they don't do that. They have to do things according to British cultural practice. And that is the way forward for Nigeria. If a Yoruba go to Igbo, it should behave as the Igbo wanted. If people come to Yoruba, it should behave as Yoruba wanted. That's the basis of peace.
Who sets the standard wanted? Where? Is it the basis of law?
No. You see, there are everything is just done about. There are what is called conventions. There are practices.
Okay, we just have to go now.
I wanted to cite an example.
I will bring you back because we need to discuss this subject.
Yes, sir.
We need to do that. Who should be reading your book?
It's for everybody.
So I recommend this book to you, Destiny Anchored on Faith, the story of General Ladipo Dia, written by Dr. Oluronti Afowowe. He is of the Department of History and International Studies, Osun State University. Dr. Afowowe, thank you for featuring on State Affairs.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Next week is another time on State Affairs. I am Edmondo Bilo. The next program is Ijoba Ibile. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being there.
Daganan kilo betening kom lo moham. Di betamaso sanalom. Muasa benge kaputo.
State Affairs.
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo.